One of the alternative ways to browse the internet back in the late 90s was through a product called Web TV, which was later purchased by Microsoft and renamed to MSN TV. But essentially, this is what you would get in the kit: is you would get a keyboard, a remote control that happened to be a universal remote control that would work with RCA televisions, and you would get a thin client, also known as a set-top box. This set-top box had basic inputs and outputs on the back. Your input was a phone line, as you see connected here. It also had a printer port, composite left and right audio, and of course composite video, and then S-video output. And then a 7.5 volt DC connection there for power. So this model here happens to be the, let's take a look here. It's made by Thomson Multimedia, aka RCA. This one's model number RM2100. And there were several different models of these particular thin client units. But the idea was to be able to surf the web without having a computer. So it was easy enough for Grandma and Grandpa to surf the web and check email and see photos of the kids without having to use a computer. Even though this theoretically is a small computer, it just doesn't have a hard drive. So your experience with the product would be a menu similar to this. This is the one coming from this box at this very moment. And you had some setup options that you could go through and check in here. Your dialing options. You had let's see, ISP settings. Now, strangely enough, I wanted to try and see if I could get this unit to work. So I just went on to NetZero's website, and NetZero happens to be a free internet provider. But oddly enough, even though I put this in here, all the information with the dial-up information, and I checked my little box to fill in the blanks to use your own internet provider, it doesn't work. It still wants to dial a 1-800 number. So back in the day when you would use this particular product, this is what it would be like. So you would go to this screen here after connecting it to your phone, and you'd hit connect. So it plays a little lovely tune as it goes through and dials the internet through a telephone line. I don't know if you guys even remember, any of you are old enough to have had dial-up or use America Online or other services to connect to your computer. But right now in the background is a strange series of noises and tones that this box is attempting to communicate with a bigger server somewhere through a phone line. There are people today who still have to use dial-up. Kind of scary, isn't it? So again, it tells me the line to MSN is busy and try again in a few minutes. Alright, so what I'm going to do is go to my options here using my keyboard. And what I'll do is I'll let it play the audible noises that you hear. And then you can hear the actual message that's received on the other end, because this service went out of business in 2013. So the unit's dialing a phone number now. Sorry for the squiggly lines there. Difference in resolution of my screen and this camera. So we're eventually going to get a little message.
We're sorry, your call did not go through. Will you please try your call again? We're sorry, your call did not go through. Will you please try your call again?
So there's what we get when we attempt to use our MSN TV. And we'll take a look at this pretty nifty keyboard that we have here. And you can see it has controls on it to control your TV as well. This was before the age of smart TVs, so this box would make your TV smarter, apparently. Now, from what I read online, America Online came out with their own version of this, and it was called AOL TV. And it had a capability, this particular one had the capability of going in to check to see if you had messages. If you had an email message, that light there corresponding to messages would start blinking. It does have a card reader on the front. It's like the card that you would put in a satellite receiver, that kind of card slot, which apparently wasn't used much. And I'll take a look at the universal remote control here with you. And you can see it's pretty well a full function remote control. It's pretty big, actually. It's put it in my hand here so you can kind of see the size. But yeah, big, huge remote on there. So really, that's it. That's all I can show you about this MSN TV, because it's gone. Service is no longer in service. So, all right. So let's take a look at another way to browse the web. In my endless search to find gadgets to share with you guys, I ran across this one by accident. This is the Sony Mylo, MYLO, which stands for My Life Online. This product was introduced in 2006 by Sony Corporation, and it is really a stripped down PSP. Okay? How would you like to see the size difference in the two? Well, here is a Sony PSP. I can stick the Milo almost right in the middle of it. So the screen is very small in comparison to the Sony PSP. And again, this is the original version of the PSP. But you'll see some definite similarities between the two. So let's take a look. Here we have on the front here, we have some controls. We have left, right, up, and down, not the traditional triangle, square, circle, X that you would have on a PSP. And then we have a back button, options button, info button, and home button. A microphone is located here. Our charge power button is right here, so we can turn the unit on here. A charge indicator there, not really a button. Wireless LAN, turn on and off, is here, an indicator that you have a Sony memory stick inserted. Over here, this entire outside panel is a light indicating that you are online, that you have connected to an internet connection. Okay, let's flip the unit over and you'll see that in the back is a battery, rechargeable battery port. And there is our rechargeable battery, removable right there. Has built-in Wi-Fi. So again, this would have been a competitor to an MP3 player, perhaps. And it has a volume control right here in the front, a speaker located here, not stereo, just one speaker. The traditional hold button like you'd see on a Sony Walkman to prevent you from accidentally hitting buttons. The charge port there, a USB port to connect it to your computer, and a proprietary headphone port right there. Your memory stick could be inserted right here on this end here. Trying to remember how I got into that thing. Oh, there it is. So right there is your memory stick, and I have stuck a Memory Stick Pro in there. Yeah, see, this is the Memory Stick Pro Duo with a whopping 128 megabytes on it. Not gigabytes, but megabytes. So stick the unit back in there. Close up the little lid. Now let's see what it looks like when we turn it on. Kind of have to hold that button in a little bit. There she goes. Strangely enough, I was not able to get a video encoded for this thing that I could show you a video on it. It was very odd. I tried multiple different methods. I used ULEAD Video Studio as well as Handbrake to try and rip a file that would be playable on here, and it would not cooperate. Now, if you put your fingers on the top and you put your thumbs at the bottom and flip it up, you have a keyboard on the inside. The purpose of this product was to get you online, allow you to surf the internet, and allow you to communicate with your friends via one of several methods. And I'll show you those here. So this particular screen here that you're looking at should look very familiar to you. It's very similar to the menu on a PS3 or a PSP. So your menu items are what's up? Hey, what's up? We got communication, we got web, we got music, we got photo, we got video, we got text, and we got tools. So we'll start with the very top. So what's up gets you online and lets you see which one of your buddies are online. Communication allows you to connect to one of these different connection services: Skype, Google Talk, Yahoo Messenger, or ad hoc application, which I would assume is a way of connecting directly to someone else's Milo, so you don't have to use one of these top tier services here. If I hit my back button, I will go into web. Then I have home page, bookmarks, saved pages, input address, and history. Now I connected this to the Wi-Fi at my parents' house, which is where I happened to be at the time right after this came in the mail. I wasn't able to get it to surf the web. It connected to the internet. It went nowhere when I tried to browse the web. So it could be that the web browser in this thing is rather expired and not up to date. Well, it's 2016 as I'm making this video, so that would make sense. Now, it is still useful, very much so, as an MP3 player. So I did load some music on here that I could show you without getting copyright strikes from you-know-who. So I'll play a couple of tunes for you here. So I'll go ahead and hit on this first one. Flip it over and turn the volume up a little bit. Oh, I failed to mention, there's a little navigation button here that you can use to flip through your music. So you can go to previous track, next track. This button here actually pauses or plays, and you'll hear the little beep indicator as well. Move the microphone down here a little bit. Hear that beep? And I can go ahead and go to my next track. Here, I'll hold it up to the mic here behind me so you can hear what it sounds like. It has a very small sound to it, very small speaker, of course. So more than likely they expected you to use your headphones to play your music on here. Again, these royalty-free tunes are brought to you by the YouTube Audio Library, which you are welcome to browse yourself and get you some music that you can use on your YouTube channel, or just play for your friends and they'll wonder what in the world you're listening to. So down here at the bottom it shows that it's an MP3 track and it's playing it at 320 kilobits per second, which is the sampled bit rate of the song. It does also play A-track files. That's ATRAC, which is the same codec used in Sony mini disc players as well as some Sony CD Walkman players. A-track is also used on your PlayStation 3. I don't own a PlayStation 4, so I'm not sure if you can rip music to your PlayStation 4 like you could the 3, but more than likely that functionality is there. Down here on the left, we have our battery indicator, we have our internet indicator, and my Skype indicator there, which is the only account I set up on it, indicating that I am offline. So I'll just show you just kind of for the sake of seeing it. If I go into web and I go to home page, what it's going to do is prompt me for an internet connection. All right, so there it says turn on wireless LAN, so I'll hit OK. And then it's going to say, okay, I think I see these connections. All right, now it's automatically connecting to my home connection, which is police van. And it's not going to connect. Now what's interesting is, look on the side here now. Blue light. Groovy blue light. Isn't that cool? It's so cool. Over here on the side we have some green lights. So this thing kind of reminds me of those little transporters that people in Star Wars Episode 1, when they were talking in amongst themselves in the Senate, and they flew around on those little pods and everybody was flying around, you know, using them as podiums. Kind of reminds me of that a little bit. All right, so again, it just sits here and connects. So it won't really connect to my my home internet. Probably if I turn the security off, it would probably connect because this thing probably doesn't have the latest security protocols. So let's go ahead and go back. Get out of that. So you've got a photo section in here. So it essentially all I did was connect this to my computer, and then I was able to just drop files in it. So 2 hard drives appeared on my computer once I plugged it in. One for the internal memory, which I believe is 1 gigabyte of internal memory, and it also has the space for the, well, another drive appears for the memory stick. So I'll go ahead and open up a file here. Some of you ought to be, okay, fine. I know you didn't connect. Some of you guys ought to be familiar with this guy. He is wanted for trespassing on my channel. He did a video introducing the CDI format, and this was the cover art that I used for that particular video. So I hit the right button here, and notice how long it's taking to load. It just says loading. Here, I'll zoom in a little bit so you can see that screen. The resolution on it is quite good, but it's really, really tiny. There's a picture of a home theater that I found online and turned it into my background. There's some more cover art I created for another video of mine that I did a review of a watch. Be sure and check that one out. So again, if your pictures were lower resolution, and these all happen to be high resolution, these pictures would load much quicker. Ironically, this unit does not have a camera on it. Wouldn't that have been nice for it to have a camera? Because that would just add to the social media thing. I mean, we are about sharing pictures these days. So as to why they didn't include a camera back then, it's really kind of puzzling. So I'll go ahead and hit back. We'll get out of that. Here's your video section, which again, there is a video on here. In fact, I transcoded the video about the CDI with the weird dude in it and attempted to put it on here, and it just doesn't detect it. I looked online. It says it supports MP4 video, and it just did not show it. The last main tool on here, I guess, or app, and you were not able to load additional apps on this unit, is the text app. And so the text app would allow you to open up files in these particular spaces. Dropbox, which I don't think is the Dropbox of late. So you could go in here, hit new, and just start typing up a document. You know, typing up some notes. Maybe you're in class, you know, and you wanted to put some notes in here, and you know, blah blah blah. I don't think there was any option to share it. See, you have save, save as, cut, copy, paste, text size, and help. Text size. So let's go. I've already got it in large. So there it is. There's large. Large Marge. If I exit out, it says save this file, and I'll say no. So again, it had a little text app in there to allow you to take notes, but not text people. So in here we have settings, connection manager, hotspot database, file manager, Dropbox, system update, system information. Now let's go into file manager here real quick. All programs will be closed. All right. Hit OK. So now I can pick where I want to manage my files. I'll go with the internal memory. And I will show you, apparently Dropbox is just a folder to drop your files into. So let's go, I thought I created a video folder. Okay, there's test.mp4. See, it's allowing me to look at it, but I can't actually execute that video by clicking anything there. What is the options? Copy to, move to, delete, multi-select mode, rename, properties. So there's my 29 megabyte MP4 test file created on 10/21. Didn't work. Sorry about that, guys. Just did not want to cooperate. So if you had the proprietary plug to plug the headphones into it, or even connect it to your car stereo, this would make a pretty nifty little MP3 player on that regard, or take it jogging with you. I picked this up relatively cheap. I think I paid maybe maybe $15 for this unit, about $4 shipping. So if you're interested in getting another gadget to add to your collection of Sony collected gadgets, pick you up one of these Sony Milo units and have a blast. So for now, thank you for watching. Please subscribe and also visit my Facebook page. It's facebook.com/1 databits. Hope to see you there. Hope you'll like the page and chat with me on there if you like. And also leave a comment below, and I read all the comments that you guys leave. So thanks for watching.